You are inundated every day with how to do business, the viral trend, the social media tactics and hacks. And I think the biggest thing you can do is really turning that off and going deep into you, your design, and understanding how you want to build, what feels good for you and the clients that you want to help. Because at the end of the day, when we build a business off of someone else's thoughts and ideas and suggestions, we end up slowly dying inside that business.
Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting things done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together, we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's why I call it the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Stef Carlstedt. Stef is a human design business coach and the founder of The Business Rebuild. She helps entrepreneurs and leaders understand how they're wired to make decisions, lead, market, and grow so they can stop forcing generic strategies and build businesses that actually fit them. Her work focuses on aligning business structure with human design to create sustainable traction and leadership. Stef, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
You're extremely welcome. And where is here for you? Whereabouts in the world are you, Stef?
I am in the United States in kind of the central Midwest, so Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, I've vaguely heard of that. Vaguely. I know, I'm waffling. So shall we do the questions instead? Because I'm going to dig myself into a very big hole if I try and explore that line of inquiry. Shall we get the clock on the screen?
Sounds good.
All right, let's do that. And there it goes. Stef, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is the entrepreneur business owner who has been in business for a little over a year or more and is just stuck. There's no momentum, there's frustration, there's lack of sales, lack of clients, and they're really just starting to wonder if this is for them.
Okay, it's very clear and very precise. So I guess I already kind of know the answer to the second question, but I'm sure you solve more than one problem. So what are the problems that you solve for your clients?
The biggest thing that I love to help people solve is helping them find themselves in their business and remove the outdated ways that they've been building, the ways that don't feel good, the ways that are not aligned to their human design, and really just find their way, their route, and their complete individuality in that business.
Okay, I like that. Yes, absolutely. I definitely like that. I'm not just saying that. That sounds amazing. So what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to solve these problems at least a little bit for themselves?
Yeah, a lot of the time, the first thing I have my clients do is really go through an audit of your business and where are the places that you don't love the work that you're doing? Where are the places that you don't feel like you feel like it's pressure, you feel like it's force, and start to remove those little pieces of your business or have someone else take them off your plate. But when we start to open up and really understand the parts we love and the parts we don't love and that are causing the traction and dissatisfaction, like that is a big thing to start understanding, because there are things in your business you're doing that every single day that you probably don't love, and that can be taken off your plate.
All right. Okay. That's very interesting. Thank you very much. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, and I stress it's a little bit, and that's my fault. I only give you 3 minutes. It's not enough time, really. So let's dive briefly into goal busting, which is focusing on how to maximize your productive time to achieve more of your business goals. Could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please?
Yeah, I think it's really, really important as a business owner. You are inundated every day with how to do business, the viral trend, the social media tactics and hacks. And I think the biggest thing you can do is really turning that off and going deep into you, your design, and understanding how you want to build, what feels good for you and the clients that you want to help. Because at the end of the day, when we build a business off of someone else's thoughts and ideas and suggestions, we end up slowly dying inside that business, which is what happened to me in my first one.
All right. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. We don't want that to happen, do we? So, Steph, what should I have asked you today that I didn't? And what would your answer be, please?
I think maybe just what is human design, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about it. So human design is, very briefly, it is how you're designed to show up on the stage of life and how you're designed to make decisions, your superpowers, the very deep individuality that you bring to this world, because we have it, we all have a space here. And it is something that I put off for a long time. But the moment I found it, I knew who I was and knew who I'd always been. I had just been conditioned to follow this certain path that we were told to follow. And once you start to unlock your design, you feel free, you feel seen, you feel validated, and you feel totally okay with being yourself.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Well, we've still got a little bit of time, which is great, actually, because I've got questions that I
Mhm.
wanted to ask. So I'm going to put you on the spot again now and ask you some more questions. Well, at least one anyway. I hope so. So there's a little bit of a disconnect between something that you said early on and my understanding of it.
Mhm.
So you were talking about how the human design, that you really are building a business around what you like. And you're talking about people that have been doing the business for more than a year and they're a bit stuck and maybe the business is not taking off. Well, what if you're doing exactly what you want to be doing? What if everything is exactly the way you want it to be, but you're still stuck? What happens then?
If you are stuck in business, there is a reason. You could be loving what you do, but your marketing in the way that you're designed to market is off. It is not allowing the people to come into your field that are your people. And so you could be loving. I mean, I built a big business that I loved, but I ended up burning out and it's really stopped at the end. And I started to understand that it wasn't necessarily the business, it was the way I was showing up in the business. And when you understand that, that's the key that can help unlock the success, because we are not all energy beings. We are not all meant to work, the 8-hour days in business. And we all have specific ways of working, thinking, evolving, and our brain needs different things from our body in order to work in the best way. And so it's not really, you can love your business, but it's stuck because you're the way you're showing up in it.
Okay, the way you're showing up. So, what are the practical? I don't want to, steal your thunder and take too much away from what you do when you've got paid clients. But what are the
Yeah.
practical things that people should be doing if they're in this state of stuckness? And I am specifically talking about perhaps they are. You've just said yourself happy in what they're doing, but it's still not happening for them.
Yeah, and I'll give you some examples because it's very, very nuanced in human design, which is why I love what I do. Because, for instance, my human design is very multifaceted. I am an energy being, so I'm designed to do multiple things that I love at once, and I can pivot fast. I can really change my trajectory. There are projectors who don't have that energy sacral authority. They don't have that energy fuel. And so they're meant to work 2 to 4 hours efficiently on the same thing, and that's about it. And otherwise they will burn out. And so that's just a tiny example. There are You have profile, which is how we're viewed on the stage of life and what we need to do inside our business to have the success. As far as maybe we're more trial and error, I that's very much me. I need to trial and error and fail forward more than anybody else. Some people are more dive deep into one specific thing and become a master at it. And so there's so many nuances, but it comes down to that design.
All right, look at that. And we did it in exactly 7 minutes. But although we got about a million questions in there, that's because I've got another million, but I'm out of time. That was brilliant. That was fascinating, actually. And I'm glad we had time for some extra questions because you were very clear about what you do and the problem you solve, and it left us with some time to go a little bit deeper. And I hope you didn't mind, because I wanted to pick your brain,
No, I
because
think that's
I
great.
I often think if I'm thinking it, then so too are my listeners, some of my listeners, and so I'm not embarrassed to ask more questions, and your answers were very lucid and clear, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So at this point, I need to ask you just one more question. How can people reach you is the first part of my question. If they'd like to get in touch and find out more about you. And talking about finding out more about what you do, even with 7 minutes today, you can't possibly have grasped everything that you do. Is there like a valuable free resource they could get from you that would help point them more in the right direction to do that?
Yes, for sure. So where they can find me, I'm most active on Instagram, but I have a website as well, stefcarlstedt.com. My name is spelled weird, so I will give you the spelling for it, and you can put it in the show notes. And then I do have something that I'm very passionate about that I created for free for everybody. It's called the Human Design Business Starter Kit, and it gives you your human design. Then it doesn't stop there. That's where most people stop, because when you see your body graph, your human design, it looks very out there and you don't understand it. So I really took it down a level, and I gave you a 12-page PDF for your energy type and profile and business, and then a 10-part audio series to help you really grasp how human design can transform your business. And that is at stefcarlstedt.com/HD report.
Okay. Well, I say okay. Excuse me. Is that the valuable free resource? Because that's
That is.
amazing.
And most people
Wow.
charge for something like that. I spent a lot
Yes.
of time on it, but my mission is to get this out there to everybody, because the individuality is what is this new era is calling us into, and people will stop if they just see their body graph. They won't want to go further. And so I just took it upon myself to help them go further.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love your energy, and I love what you're doing for the world. And thank you so much for appearing on Goldbusters today, Steph.
Thank you.
And I say, Steph, it's Stef Carlstedt, and you're quite right. It will be splashed all over the video screen, and of course, it's in all the show notes, so people will have no problem finding you if they refer to those. Thank you once again for appearing on
Thank
Goldbusters.
you.
And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.